Hi, HRN listeners. We're celebrating our 15th anniversary, and we have a really fun campaign and an ask for you. This 15th anniversary tour is aiming to bring you closer to unique food and music experiences in some of the most exciting cities in America. All the while, we're raising funds to support our work empowering the next generation of food systems storytellers through our fellowship programs. Here's how it works. Donate to HRN and be entered into a raffle in the city of your choice to win a dinner for two at a noteworthy restaurant and tickets for two to a concert at a prominent local venue. We have incredible partners in New York, Los Angeles, Philadelphia, Nashville, Las Vegas, Charleston, Asheville, and Ardmore, Pennsylvania, who have donated a meal for two and two tickets to a concert of the winner's choice. And all donations help fund our fellowship programs, where we're helping to build essential workforce readiness skills and food system storytelling skills. Check out heritageradionetwork.org/15 to donate and enter to win today. That's heritageradionetwork.org/15. Thank you.
Broadcasting live from Roberta's in Bushwick, Brooklyn, you're listening to heritageradionetwork.com.
This week's episode of Mike and Judy is brought to you by Roberta's. Crush your fucking face. Yeah, you know how we do, because it's like heritage foods and Roberta's are like a two-headed animal that eats, well, it actually just fucks other creatures and then it makes more awesome creatures. That some of them might have wings. I don't know if you could put that on this. And then shout out Heritage Radio. Heritage Radio!
Hello, Mr. and Mrs. America, from border to border, coast to coast, and all the ships at sea. Streaming live from the County of Kings, Brooklyn, New York City, on the Heritage Radio Network. Are you ready for the fastest half hour on the internet today? It's the Mike and Judy Show, spanning the globe for high-minded hijinks and lowbrow kicks to bring you the best in sex, drugs, rock and roll, and nuclear fission. They're too bad for radio and too good-looking for television. And now, here they are, the Nichols and May of the now generation, your hosts, Mike Edison and Judy McGuire.
Hi, Judy.
Hi, Mike. I love that new Roberta's ad. It sounds like we have Guar doing that.
It's absolutely fantastic. And I am, again, the luckiest guy in the whole wide world to be surrounded here at Roberta's by the most beautiful, intelligent women in all 5 boroughs. What did I do to get so lucky? What lottery did I win?
I picked out our dates today, too.
You rule.
I mean, our guests.
You rule.
That was pretty good.
So from our Crazy Cat Ladies special of last week, we go right back to the porntastic. How's Mitzi, by the way?
Mitzi's adorable. Mitzi's shredding me to shit, but so cute. As opposed to all the ugly kittens in the world, I got a cute one.
And last week, of course, was also Manly, the world's strongest cat, debut piano recital, playing the Moonlight Sonata. And
don't forget our other musical debut that we had last week.
And Judy's singing. You sing fabulously. It was as if the heavens opened up for a moment, like an angel. So who are our guests today, Judy?
We have 2 lovely guests today. We have Lux Alptraum, who is our first guest ever.
On Mike and Judy show number 1. And today is show number 31. Oh. And they said it wouldn't last.
It's finally older than me, this show. But Lux has had some exciting news since we were last here.
I'm so happy to have Lux back and to celebrate your news. Tell us.
So I have for years been editor of Fleshbot.com, but as of Wednesday, February 1st, I will be taking over as CEO and publisher of Fleshbot LLC.
Woo!
So
Girl
very
power.
exciting.
Yay! And our other guest, I forgot to mention Lux's beautiful, radiant skin. One of her finer qualities. Close. One of many. Well, I think it was because I was blinded from the gloss on Emily McCombs' hair. She has such beautiful hair. She's the managing editor of XO Jane and was the did a wildly popular video series for AOL called Woman's Perspective.
I made her say that. Wildly popular and the hair.
May I say you have lovely hair? I'm not. It's not.
Thank you. I just feel like since people can't see me,
your hair is so lovely.
They should know how pretty I am.
And Lux, you positively glow. So radiant.
Do you polish that skin? What's up? So what we're doing is, well, these two ladies were both at the AVN Awards, which we missed.
The Adult Video News Awards.
People that end
porn
trips people up.
The Oscars of porno.
The Oscars of porno.
As opposed to the Golden Globes of porno.
The Golden Dildo.
Or the Grammys
Which I believe
of
is
porno.
XBiz Awards.
Whatever.
But
the Grammys.
since Mike is a recovering pornographer, I thought we would.
I'm unrepentant.
I'm
an unrepentant pornographer. I made the porn.
I'm going to see if you can guess which film won the Clever Title Award. Was it Asian Noodle Slurpers? Beggin' for a Peggin'? His Booty is My Duty? My favorite. I Want You to Make My Mouth Pregnant.
That's my favorite, too.
That's good. None of these are that clever, actually.
It Ain't Gonna Suck Itself. Or Sweaty College Girl Butt Stinky Panties. That's my second.
You missed my favorite.
Which was yours?
Faces Loaded?
Gape.
I didn't like that one.
I like Faces Loaded.
Yeah, but
you left that
clever,
one
like
off,
the
too.
I want you to make my mouth pregnant is in the running. Everything else is So which one do you think won?
What was that last one again? The butt stinky something?
Sweaty College Girl Butt Stinky Panties.
Awesome.
Jack,
Jack, what do you think, Jack? What do you?
That's my vote.
So clever.
I was, yeah, it's so clever. It's sort of, it's like clever, like that intro we did to our show today. So, which is the winner? What about something clever like Rambone? You know?
Those have been done.
Yeah.
I want you to make my mouth pregnant. It's going to be my. If I were single, that would be my pickup line.
That's going to be the name of my autobiography. The Emily McCombs story.
Pregnant. Which
I hear Hollywood knocking. You're in Las Vegas anyway.
I believe it was Beggin' for a Peggin' that won.
Was the winner. Yeah,
that is correct.
Okay, is this indicative of the porn industry at large? They've lost their collective sense of humor? Because there's nothing clever about that at all. Except for the guy who got my mouth pregnant is actually pretty good.
Well, yeah, that's good. What I thought was really funny was that Best Parody is split into both comedy and drama. They're two different categories.
I mean, the thing about parody in porn is that they're using parody in the legal sense, which is that, hey, we're totally ripping you off, but it's a parody.
Right, so there's the Sluts of the City parody.
Right, and so they'll say like we want
right?
to do a Star Trek movie, and it's not going to be funny because it's Star Trek. So even when it's parody, it's not comedy. So they make like a parody drama.
How could naked Star Trek not be funny?
It's funny. I actually got my start in this business. Star Trek was my beginning of the porn business. The first thing I wrote for Screw Magazine was a Star Trek parody. It was the first Star Trek movie that came out. It was called The Captain's Log.
That's good.
That sounds like a scat.
That's more clever.
Where's my fucking
Begging
award?
for a pegging.
Yeah, I was like 19 and just dropped out of college. Where's my fucking award?
One thing that Emily wrote about was the feeling that you get. I mean, I only went once and I didn't go to the awards. I went to the expo. The way you walk around as a woman, and you're used to being recognized as like a female person, but when you go there and you're next to all these like completely exaggerated feminine women, you're
gender magicians. I like to call them.
You're not
I thought
a
that was very
woman.
apt.
You're not a man. You're just like some weird other that's like kind of pretty well invisible.
I felt as if I was wearing a burqa most of the time that I was there, and I'm used to being bombarded with sexual attention, as you can imagine.
I'm sure.
Your hair is very beautiful.
Thank you. And I've been told I have a very nice vagina, which people tend to pick up on.
She wouldn't show us her vagina, though.
I wouldn't?
Okay.
Did you ask?
Really ask? No.
Yeah, I mean, come on. This is my fourth time going to the Adult Entertainment Expo, and my second time going to the AVN Awards. My first time actually being not sober, but not like blackout drunk during the AVN Awards. It's interesting to me because as a lady and reporter or whatever covering the Adult Entertainment Expo and basically just interviewing porn stars, but also as someone who goes there for business and networking and is like kind of the industry while also being kind of peripheral to it. There's like a lot that goes into figuring out what to wear when I'm doing this because it's very complicated calculus. Because number one, I have to look cute because then the girls will relate to me better because it's like, hey, we're all
because porn stars are cute.
No, seriously, if you're like, hey, I'm a hot girl too, like you get a nice rapport with these women. But on the other hand, you can't look too like sexy because you don't want to be like, I'm totally trying to compete with you.
Right.
And then I also have to kind of look professional because I have to like relate with, I have to go talk to business owners, I have to talk to company owners, and I can't just be like, I'm a total whore. So, being like balancing this like I'm a sexy woman, but I'm not too sexy, and I'm also professional. It's a very
business cat
look.
suit is the answer to all of it.
I was going to ask, what would the aspiring lady reporter wear to the porn awards then? What do you recommend?
I mean, well, this wasn't the porn awards. I mean, porn awards, you just wear like a nice
evening wear.
I think
Evening
something
wear.
that's sexy because it's very maybe fitted, like a nice like pencil skirt, as opposed to sexy because your tits are hanging out, is sort of the. Although I did bring my tits out for the actual awards,
right?
With
and
the leopard.
3 different guys asked to take a picture with me, which I felt really good about. As did my parents. I'm sure.
Can I have my picture taken with you?
Absolutely.
After the show?
Yeah, but I have to take my tits out first.
No, that's a deal breaker.
Okay.
Oh, whoa.
What were
Emily.
what were some of your favorite products that you came across at the expo?
Well, people have to picture what this expo looks like. We're just talking about
my
walls of vibrators, walls.
It's the world's worst
dildos.
carnival.
And they don't give you any.
I know.
That's
I went
what
there
was
for
confusing
work
to
too.
me.
I didn't get anything.
I was like, I'll review them. I'll put these things in my vagina and I'll tell people how they felt.
But Lux, you
I
look
love-
like you disagree. You must get
Maybe
a lot
Lux
of free
gets
crap.
free
Oh, well, I mean, what I do is I go and I give them my address and tell them I'd like a review copy, and then usually I get it for free later. I mean,
I'll do it
they don't-
later, but I wanted it then.
Right, no. But they don't stock. I mean, they don't stock enough
Right.
to just be like handing them out to everyone who wants a review copy. So I get that. And it's also, I mean, the sex toys and stuff are usually part of the trade show, not the consumer show. So it's really there for like B2B and like
Right.
to be like, hey, sex toy store, you should carry my toy. Hey, and it's not about distributing; it's about just displaying. So I get that they don't have like copies on hand.
You're much more mature than I am. I'm just like, give me stuff to put in my vagina.
the worst thing that happened to me while I was there was I had to wear a parka because it was actually snowing the year I went.
No.
It was like
Oh,
7 or 8 years ago, and I tried out this thing that was like a toilet seat on springs on a frame that like the person lays underneath it and like I guess licks you while you squat down on it.
yeah.
Oh,
But
yeah,
I
that
had
thing.
so
Oh,
much
yeah.
clothes on and stuff that I kind of got like stuck.
Oh, no.
So I'm in jeans in this park. I already
So-
look like the asexual fug monster, and I'm like falling off this toilet seat on springs.
It's the Judy Bader 2000.
Yeah, it was not hot at all.
I was hoping there would be some of that like waitress at the strip club kind of appeal of like, oh, I'm a challenge, you know, but I didn't really experience that at all.
The guys are really single-minded. Like
Yeah.
they just want who they want, and
I always just try to avoid the fans. I mean, you asked what it's like. It's effectively like any kind of fan convention, except that instead of comic books or anime or whatever, it's about sex and
It's
about
sex
porn.
nerds.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
so it's therefore a little bit creepier. I can't deal with being on the show floor when there are people there and when it's not press time, but I appreciate and respect it because it makes my friends money. And I like when my friends make money.
Fans make the business. They
Yeah,
make any business.
I love perverts.
And and porn
too much.
fans
I don't like crowds.
are just as geeky, more so than fans of Star Trek or The
Yeah.
Simpsons or comic book guys. Absolutely,
But I think porn fans get a bad rap. I think that people
porn
think that
fans
it's-
get a bad rap.
I do. I think that people think it's like all like creepy, like skeezy dudes, and those dudes are there. But I think that
but if you're
there's
going to go to
plenty
a
of-
trade show,
it's like guys
for
who go to
anything, you're
hookers.
gonna-
that's
People
the
think guys
thing.
who go to hookers are gross. They're
No.
not.
But
They're
it's
just
the people
regular
who
guys.
commit to traveling to a trade show to like film their favorite porn star.
It's not
I'm
about
okay with that.
it's not about porn. It's about fandom for
Yeah.
me. Like I talked to someone once and they were like, I went to AE and I was interviewing all these dudes and they were gross and they were so obsessive and blah 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 blah.
Yeah,
and
go
I just
to
wanted to be
Comic-Con.
like, go to fucking Otakon. Like go
I
to
don't even know what Otakon
It's
is.
an anime convention.
Oh, God.
But go to these places. Go to any like hardcore fandom thing and everyone will be crazy and scary and obsessive.
I went to
and
a
I'm not saying-
sci-fi convention.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not saying everybody at the Adult Entertainment Expo is like a mouth-breathing creep, but yeah, you're going to find more people like that just because rabid fans are more likely to be obsessive and creepy and weird, and they're not, just in the same way that like everybody who goes to Comic-Con is not indicative of like every Joss Whedon fan.
Right.
Everybody who goes to AE is not indicative of every person who watches porno. I mean, you have to be a really committed person to want to like wait an hour online to spend like 2 minutes talking to Lisa Ann.
Can we get real for a second about the fans? Can I just for 1 second get real? Lot of dudes in wheelchairs.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
One of
man,
my
you're breaking
writers.
my fucking heart.
I know.
One of my writers likes to play a game. Count the wheelchairs and count the senior citizens.
Oxygen tanks too.
Ooh. Do you think they use the wheelchairs maybe for sympathy though?
No,
Me neither.
Is it?
No, I mean, I think it's cool. I think it's cool that like these people have found something that works for
them. But it'll also probably let you cut to the front of the line, wouldn't it?
No.
Oh.
There's enough of them that no.
Wow.
I get to cut to the front of the line.
Me too. Yeah.
I
go with you guys next time.
Because I'm just friends with all these ladies, so it's like there'll be like a huge line to see Belladonna, and I like wait 2 seconds. I'm like, hey, Belladonna, let's hug.
How's she holding up?
She is the
She's
nicest woman in the entire world.
I love her.
My boyfriend
is a delight. She's like an angel.
You know, watching her films, I got the idea that she'd be pleasant.
She is
to have
like a
around.
fucking angel.
No, she's one of my favorite people in porn. She's lovely. Last time I was in LA, she took me out for vegan food, and it was great. She's just a really genuinely delightful person. She was the last person I kissed in Vegas, so.
Who are some of your other favorites?
I love Female Performer of the Year, Bobby Starr. I really like Stoya. I mean, when I say like favorites, these are just my friends.
Right.
I really like the Burning Angel crew.
Local girls, Brooklyn girls, right?
Well, not really. I mean, they're kind of like Brooklyn, but LA, really, and they do most of their shooting in LA. But they did start.
They started here. Yeah.
No, they started. Actually, they started in New Jersey.
New Jersey. That's even more authentic.
But Burning Angel always has my favorite parties, and all of their crew is great. Not a performer, but Leroy Myers, who's a director, and all his people are my boys.
I'm just sort of looking at the award list here, and MILF Cougar Performance of the Year was for India Summer. How old is she?
I think she's like 37, 38.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Genuine MILF, because, in this business, you're getting MILFy at 24, right?
Yeah, I mean, but when you say genuine MILF, I don't think she's actually a mother. She's just I believe she's definitely in her 30s. I believe
we have our pizza.
All right. I'll tell you what, the pizza's here at Roberta's, live on the Heritage Radio Network. It's Mike and Judy with the most porntastic guests of all time. Hey, Jack, let's take a break. Hit the music.
That's an awesome break song.
It was supposed to be Push in the Bush, but I accidentally picked the 12-inch single. Speaking of 12-inch singles.
Nice segue, McGuire.
That's really good.
That was really good.
Thank you. I'm like a professional. Emily.
Your porn career was pretty short-lived.
Yeah, but I concentrated more on drugs with the junkies. I had very little porn.
A lot of drugs. Speaking of which, you guys, have you guys smoked an angel dust?
No.
No?
Our beauty director loves it.
Oh, dear. Of course she does.
It's like every other tweet is about angel dust.
I can't believe people do
It's back.
It's back.
That's so crazy.
We got to do a show on the drug scene here in Bushwick. Like someone's making Quaaludes out of their apartment. I understand.
Wow,
some
that's really
bathtub
hard to believe
chemist.
after that Roberta's commercial. I wanted to
all
talk
the old
about,
drugs are back. All the
I
bad
wanted
old
to talk
drugs are
about
back.
Phil Verone's cock, Mike. I want to steer it back to Ween. Okay.
Right.
Where's the slide whistle effect, Jack?
Pizza duty.
Emily got to interview my favorite sex rehabber.
My favorite sex addict. He says he's not a sex addict.
I didn't believe he was a sex addict either. I think like any guy who's in a band has fucked like 3,000 women.
Yeah.
Any guy with the opportunity.
Yeah.
To do so.
I will say there was something very kind of compulsive about the way that he relentlessly hit on me when I was interviewing him. Like, it definitely felt like that's just the way he speaks to all women, you know? Like,
Right.
It had nothing to do with me or anyone. It was just...
Yeah, where's the line actually between like enthusiastic and addicted?
Yeah, well,
I personally don't really believe in sex addiction, just in that I don't think it's a chemical addiction. But I think it becomes a problem when it's interfering with your life.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
if you lose your job and get your internet shut off because you ran up a huge bill and
well, I'm a recovering sex addict, so that's
okay,
which I told Phil, by the way, like in a nervous, like just flat, like
Really?
I'm an AA. Like I was just like, I'm a recovering sex addict.
I'm like an aspiring sex addict. Maybe you can give me some pointers.
Yeah, I absolutely can. Craigslist.
Yeah, really.
That's the
Craigslist.
number one pointer that I have for you.
I mean, casual encounters.
Just anonymous, compulsive sex with strangers.
I think it's easier to be a sex addict if you're a woman. Like
or a gay man. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
extremely easy.
But straight guys, sorry, Mike.
Well, they end up going into debt because they pay for it.
Yeah.
Or watching a lot of porn.
I don't do either.
Like, Deadspin had a piece once with some dude who went to, like, sex addict rehab, and he was just talking about how he would just be up all night watching porn and, like, masturbating until he was raw and, like, shit like that, where it was just, like, beyond the point of enjoyment.
Ugly sexual compulsion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it exists. I mean, people.
Of course it exists. We know people who are afflicted by this. We know people who are in the industry, in the magazine side of the business, who are afflicted by this.
Oh, really, Mike?
Oh, we definitely know at least one person I know who had to review like 12 films over a weekend and couldn't walk afterwards.
Oh, my God.
Reviewing films, I mean, I reviewed a lot of films too, but the way we used to do it was you get a 20 sheet of slides back in the old days before everything came on CDs, and you could sort of steal it off the box and look at the slides. And
You wouldn't actually have to masturbate.
no, and you don't know. No, I know.
How would you know?
We would have to. I'm trying to say you didn't actually have to watch the movie. Just sort of write some gaga juju gaga goo goo, and then in the third reel, High Patient gives the blowjob of the year and give him 3.5 penises.
The blowjob of the year. I wish that I want to give a blowjob.
Thank you, Jack.
I want to give a blowjob and have like confetti come down and a
can
banner fall.
It can be arranged.
Call me.
So more about Phil. Okay, so you also went to.
You are obsessed with this guy's cock.
Yeah, well, I was
was
very sexually attracted to him.
He's really cute.
He's really hot, and I had loved him. I'd had a huge crush on him on the show in that way that like you're a 12-year-old girl and you actually viscerally kind of feel like I thought he was really sexy, and then I met him, and the first thing he does is hand me his dildo and make me feel his cock. So it was
I so want a signature dildo.
Yeah, you should.
I should get one.
You should.
I have a nice one. I have a nice one. I
really?
do. Yeah.
What are we talking, like inches?
It's not about that.
Is he triggering you, Emily?
Yes, and I like it.
I mean, there's a Clone Willy kits. You could just do it yourself.
Yeah.
The Clone Willy kit?
You can, yeah.
Okay.
You can make your own signature dildo.
Get the domain name, mikescock.com.
This is what I don't get. The like signature dildo. I get liking a size, whatever, but also like the thing with Fleshlight, how it comes in different races. My friend had a black one and a white one depending on his mood.
Yeah.
Well, you are a very open-minded woman. You give your boyfriend masturbation toys. Japanese eggs, I understand.
Yeah, that I thought I left at my dad's house.
I actually received a Fleshlight that looks like a large beer can. Did you get this, Lux?
Oh, I've seen those. It's sex in a can.
Can you explain the Fleshlight to maybe the less enlightened of our listeners?
Fleshlight is the number one selling male sex toy. It is the reason it's called Fleshlight is because the original one looks like. It's supposed to look like an oversized flashlight, but you screw off the lid and woo, there's a cyberskin vagina or butt or mouth inside with a texture.
Texture.
It's the thing, and then some of them, like, as the company's been around for like over 10 years, and as it's evolved, they've expanded into many different product lines. So there's the Fleshlight Girls, and also Fleshjack is their gay focused line. So it's more like butts.
So there's a tiny
I was
butt in
hoping
the
Fleshjack
Fleshlight.
would be much cooler.
Is there a tiny butt or is it just a beehole?
I mean, it would be like a butthole.
Yeah.
But like there was one that's like actually a butt, and you pry apart the butt cheeks. It was really weird to me because I'm like, are you trying to like screw some really tiny guy? Anyway, but
that's
so
like
they
a
also
baby.
one of the lines that I'm actually
butt sex with a baby. Yeah. It's the name of my band.
That's a whole new kind of wrong.
one of the lines that I'm actually both really into and also weirded out by is the Fleshlight girls and corollary Fleshjack boys, where they take it's not, the inside is just like a fantasy texture, because if you actually molded the inside of a vagina in Cyberskin, it wouldn't actually feel that great, because it's missing like the lubrication and the warmth and the actual person and the way like a body can respond. Like,
I appreciate all the thought you've given.
The texture of a vagina on its own is not necessarily like woo.
I don't know. I beg to differ.
Well, no, I just think if you mold it in Cyberskin, it's not like...
Yeah, I don't know anything about Cyberskin. I mean, honestly, I've never been ashamed to masturbate, but if I actually went out and bought something, made of plastic, look like a butt, and stuck my dick in it, I would kill myself.
But the thing I was going to say, so the Fleshlight girls and Fleshlight boys, they mold the external, like genitalia or butthole or mouth of porn performers, and then that's kind of the entrance to the Fleshlight, and then the person's signature is kind of scrawled on it, like as though they ritually scarred themselves, which is a little weird. But I'm not like, I mean, I'm weirded out by the whole disembodied vagina thing, kind of. But I really like these lines because they give royalties to the porn performers.
Okay, I can see
so
that being
anytime you buy like the Stoya Fleshlight, you're giving my friends Stoya money, and I think especially in the current market where, you know, piracy is killing off profit, people are not shooting as much. Porn performers are kind of shooting porn.
I'm going to be so rich
to build a name to make money other ways, and this is a cool way to do it.
The Mike Edison model's going to
But
be
yeah,
so
those
successful.
disembodied like asses you can buy and stuff, and
You can buy Joanna Angel's.
You can.
It's so serial killer to me.
Is it though, or is it sexy?
I mean, the other thing for me,
or both,
is like as a lady, I don't like dildos that look like actual dicks.
But I hate the dolphin.
As a dude, I'm right with you on that one.
Like, I don't think that it goes back to the same thing that I was trying to say about like the inside of a vagina. I think the inside of a vagina is great because it's attached to a person and it like moves and it squeezes and it does all these things that Cyberskin can't do. Like, dicks are great, but dicks are attached to people. And when you have this like disembodied dick, it's not necessarily the best way of an inanimate object causing sexual pleasure. I think there's like dildos that are designed in a different way that just feel better than like a molded dick. So I mean, the dildos I like are usually like abstract and they're curved and they do all this weird shit that human bodies don't do.
Battery powered, I imagine, as well.
Well, that's not a dildo. That's a vibrator.
Well, okay, the fine.
See, I think of casual sex with strangers as sort of just a disembodied penis that's not really attached to a person.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about how they feel.
Just come over and do it and then leave, you know?
No talking. No
talking. Dinner. Cuddling.
Sometimes you're just not in the mood for a lot of yapping.
Sometimes you want someone to bring you a 6-pack of Diet Coke on the way over.
Oh, yeah. That's the perfect man.
Party.
Sometimes you want to get laid and you don't want to put shoes on.
Or even pants or anything. So what do you guys see as like the next trends in porn? And like how, you know, or sex, whatever.
The trends in sex?
Trends in sex. There's got to be a new position, right?
Well, Mike Edison dildo is going to be marketed very soon.
People, so the past few years, people have been like...
Just give me a free one?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
The past few years, people have been really trying to fight free content, and I think now they're just going to try to figure out how to monetize free content.
With ads or something?
Yeah, because it's basically like Manwin, which is the company that owns basically all the tube sites, has been buying like Playboy TV and Wicked and Digital Playground. They've been buying up all these professional companies too. So people can't really fight. Like, if Digital Playground is owned by the people that own YouPorn, Digital Playground can't really complain about YouPorn. So instead of like fighting, I think they're just going to try to like work with it, which in some ways is good.
Well, my understanding is people always ask me, porn maven that I am, how people, if pornography is free, how people are making money off of it. Mm-hmm. And my answer is usually that the people who are watching for free weren't the people spending money on it in the first place. And like any good drug dealer knows, the first taste is free. And honestly, the stuff that's on YouPorn and the free tube sites, it does not compare to the stuff you pay for in quality and impact. It's not even close. I tell people, take a look at what Larry Flint's offering for $9 a month, and you'll never again ask why people pay for it.
I pay for Bang Bus. I'm just going to put that out there because I made a decision for the first time in my life that I was going to pay for pornography, and it felt really weird to do because as a woman,
pornography, as a professional,
I know, but as a woman, you're used to not really having to pay for anything to get sexual pleasure. Like, you know, he'll get the hotel room, he'll get the whatever. I want a sex toy, I want condoms.
This is a whole nother show.
Someone will buy that shit for me.
Female entitlement.
Well,
yeah, but we get screwed on the strippers.
Yeah, that's true.
Because male strippers, no good.
Are the worst.
They're the worst.
Why?
They don't. They're ugly. Okay, they're not
gay.
ugly. I don't even think that they're all gay. They're all just like a type that I don't like big muscle guys.
I think that female sexuality is a little more nuanced than male sexuality.
Oh, you think?
In that sense.
An interesting theory here, Emily.
I mean, if you take like a fairly, like a decently, you know, a thin woman with large breasts, and you put her in a schoolgirl skirt and you throw her on a stage, like 90% of men are going to get a boner from that.
If the sun comes up in the morning, I get a boner. I don't even need all that.
Enough about your boner, Mike.
When I'm rich with the Mike Edison model dildo.
But if you this
Moyle
assumption
did a
that like
fantastic
all
job.
women are going to be turned on by this one mold of like muscly like beefcake guy is just not
in a
true.
bikini bathing suit. Like, it's just not hot.
That doesn't. Yeah.
How about a nice kind of chubby Jewish fellow?
I'm a chubby chaser, so for me in particular, the muscly beefcake dude is like not like I might as well be looking at like a crime scene photo.
Did you guys ever see Sweet Action? I like the boys in Sweet Action.
Oh, it was all hipster boys, right?
Yeah, I love that.
Too skinny.
They should have gone to a little chubbier, but they don't really around.
You have to go to gay porn for that. I look at like bear sites. There's a site called chubbarama.net, which I really enjoy.
Recovering sex addicts?
That's our producer.
I'm not dead.
Flesh Jack. That's me today.
That's it, Flesh Jack.
I really wish that was a cooler product.
I guess you've been doing some research while we've been in here.
Jack's on the internet again. Well, once again, it's been the fastest half hour on the internet.
And the dirtiest this week.
So remember, everybody, go to fleshbot.com.
Thank you.
CEO and
publisher and
and everything. Lux, and visit Emily. Where are we going to find you?
XOJane.com.
Right on. Good to see you, Judy. See you all next week on our big Super Bowl show. Do you even know who's playing?
Yes, actually, I do, which is a miracle.
All right. We'll see you guys next week.
Thanks for listening to this program on the Heritage Radio Network. You can find all of our archived programs on heritageradionetwork.com, as well as a schedule of upcoming live shows. You can also podcast all of our programs on iTunes by searching Heritage Radio Network in the iTunes Store. You can find us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter for up-to-date news and information. Thanks for listening.
Hey there, I'm Lee Ullman here with some big news from the National Young Farmers Coalition. We're partnering with Heritage Radio Network on a special season of The Farm Report. It's all about what's happening with the Farm Bill and how it impacts farmers and eaters.
I am growing diversified vegetables on land that's been in our family for 150 years.
And so with the pandemic, gentrification, property values going up, we had to sell the land and we lost it.
Join us as we uncover the untold stories behind this massive piece of legislation that shapes how we grow our food, what we eat, and so much more.
The problems we have had, those are things that come from earlier Farm Bill and USDA policy, right? Like Earl Butts, get big or get out.
You know, it's my responsibility to know not only what I'm eating, but then like how that all came to be. And realize like, wow, like this piece of legislation, all this money, like it's technically something that I support as a taxpayer.
While Congress debates the next Farm Bill, this is not just an invitation to listen. It's a call to action. Be part of the conversation. Subscribe to the Farm Report on Heritage Radio Network, wherever you listen to podcasts.